Hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's first address the elephant in the room. Yes, I've got curtains, and no, it's not intentional, but I will get onto that, and you might have already told by this thumbnail and title of this video, but I'm injured yet again. Thankfully this one, it looks bad, but it's not quite as bad as if you had watched one of my previous videos. I broke my toe, which put me out for like 4 weeks, and just as I was sort of getting back into the full swing of training and able to do swim, bike and run. Obviously, I could bike and swim with a broken toe, but I couldn't run. Yeah, I did like 2 sessions back running, and by sessions I mean like a 20-minute run and a 25-minute run or something like that. And yeah, and then I got this injury. You're probably all wondering what the injury is. Yes, I've got footage of the injury. Although you can't see a huge amount, I will play it for you so you can see what happened. Maybe one of you guys can actually explain it a bit better than I can and see more than I can. And then I've obviously got some photos and videos of the cut as well. Yes, it's a cut, if you didn't figure it out. So yeah, I'll show you them, guys. So warning now, there is some graphic images and videos, so if you don't like blood and you don't like deep cuts, then I'd advise not watching it. So I suppose we'll start the story off, because it's going to be a bit of a story time, with where I was, what we were doing. I suppose I'll just talk you through the day really. So me and my other half, Autumn, we went down to North Devon. We go there every year, hopefully more than once a year. Basically as surfing holidays, because I've said in previous videos I love to surf, which is how I broke my toe actually as well, which is annoying. But yeah, so we went down to North Devon. We were a couple of days in, had some insane, like lifetime best surf sessions the first couple of days we were there, which was brilliant. And then Monday came, and I went for a surf session that morning. Again, had an insane session. The waves were like 2 to 3 foot offshore winds, about 15-second swell period. So if you don't know, basically, if you don't know surf terminology, that's a really good wave, a fun wave, not massive. Probably anywhere from like shoulder height-ish. But yeah, it's a really good surf. Then Autumn bought a new surfboard. She bought a longboard. Hopefully I've got some clips that I can play over this as well. Yeah, I'll try and keep it short. She got a longboard. We then went out in sort of maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because we were going to go and surf the longboard, have a little go on it. I took the GoPro out. And we were basically, I was kind of there just to not surf myself really, but more to film Autumn surfing her new board. Anyway, we got down to the beach, waxed up Autumn's board. Yeah, got down to the beach, got in the sea. Autumn caught 2 really good waves. I didn't get a shot of either of them, because I'm good. And then I turned round and I saw, and this was literally within like 5 minutes of being there, I turned round and I saw a wave coming, and it wasn't a big wave, it wasn't particularly a good wave, but like I said, I was there just to film Autumn really and not surf myself. Paddled into it, got up onto my feet, looked to the side. I usually like going left when I surf. I went to go left, looked at it, realised it was going to be a closeout. By a closeout I mean that the whole wave will just, it won't like peel. So sometimes you might have seen, if you don't know surfing, you see that a wave breaks, it starts breaking this side, and then it keeps breaking across and keeps going the other way basically. That's what the type of wave that you want to surf, because you can then stay in the pocket of the wave and surf where the most energy is, and then also use the unbroken face of the wave to do turns and tricks and stuff. So that's what I was looking for. Looked left, realised it was going to be a closeout, which is where the whole wave breaks at once, so you don't have that open face of the wave to turn on and stuff like that basically. So because it was a closeout, it's a useless wave to me. So I jumped off the board, and basically underwater I felt a massive bang on my head. And I've split my head open enough times to know when a bang on the head is bad. This one was bad, I could instantly tell. So I got out of the water and basically I put my hand on my head like this, looked down, and there wasn't any blood on this hand as such. There was like a tiny little bit, but because it was in water, it was like really watered down. But then I could, as I was looking at my hand, I could see blood dripping over my eyes, like from my eyebrows. And within that space of time, I knew that yeah, this was a bad one. Like I said, I've split my head open enough times to know what it feels like and how quickly it bleeds and how much it bleeds. I knew that this was going to be a bad one. So, as you can see in the clip, I walked over to Autumn and I was basically like, yeah, we've got a situation here. This is bad. She said, look, just give me your board and then go in and go get it sorted. Luckily, because I have split my head open so many times, I kind of know what to do. I gave Autumn my board. She lugged 2 boards in from the sea. I ran over to the lifeguards. Again, luckily the lifeguards were there and they're brilliant. And I basically ran over, had my head here, my hand here, and there was blood like all down here, like everywhere. There's a lot of blood. Most blood I've had from a cut before. Basically, the lifeguards, they did assess it there and then. They stopped the bleeding and said, look, you need to get to hospital because it's a pretty bad one. You can't leave it like that. All my other cuts that I've ever had on my head, I've just steri-stripped them at home. Mum's done it for me because she's a nurse. But this one, obviously I was in North Devon, so she wasn't there. And you couldn't steri-strip this one. It was too deep and too open. So we then drove instantly down to Barnstable Hospital. Waited maybe 2 or 3 hours. The nurse saw me and basically we got it patched up in the end. She said, she made a few funny comments. She said, well, the first funny comment was, it's like a Harry Potter, or she called it as something else, scar as well. It will leave like that, which was kind of funny. And then she also said, which was funny, was she goes, it's a really deep cut, but luckily we can't see your skull, so we're not too worried. And I was thinking, if you could see my skull, yeah, it would be a different story because I would be extremely worried. This one I wasn't too bad with. They glued the cut, they said, because it was a nice slice, which I'm assuming, which I hadn't mentioned, it was the fin that hit me on a surfboard. They're usually, the ones that I've got are quite sharp because they're like performance fins. So yeah, that must have given me a good whack on the head and basically cut my head open. So they said, because it's a nice slice, rather than like a mushy cut, the woman said, they can glue it and not have to worry about stitches or anything like that. So it was actually quite a quick process. They literally just pinched the cut together and put some glue over it, and that was that. But yeah, it's a pretty decent cut. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. This is probably gonna hopefully should have been a short video turned probably long video from me saying way too much. So I'm gonna, again, not on plan this one actually, but I'm going to go for a little short jog. My dad's messaged me, he's gone for a swim, and then he said he's going to go for a little jog after. So it'll probably end up being a few miles, 2 or 3 miles. I'm going to go really slowly because, like I said, in the last, I don't know, 5-6 weeks, I've maybe done 2 runs, like less than an hour's of run. I know I love running, so it's really frustrating. So that's why I'm going to get out today. It's not on plan, but I am going to go and do a really short, slow jog, I think. So let's get ready for that, I suppose. Ow. That's another injury.
Feels so good to be out running. 23 minutes in, not even met up with Dad yet, so might end up being a bit longer than I'd wanted really, but it is what it is. I'm enjoying it, sun's out, it's a bit cooler today, loving it. Although Dad has just texted me, so going to meet him now, then we'll go for a little jog.
How far do you swim? Make a video. Oh, I've seen your van over there.
That is the run
complete ended up being around 5.5 miles, I think. I did about 3.5 miles before I met up with Dad, and that was like an 8:15 minute per mile pace. Still quite easy. Heart rate was a little bit higher, just because I haven't been running so long, basically. And then did, I think, half an hour of a run walk with Dad, and then we finished off for a coffee as you saw, but I'll put up all the data here as I usually do. Yeah, I think that'll be the end of the video. So thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you next time for some more triathlon related content.